Good morning. It's nice to be here and spend some time with you and talk about BC Christian Academy. Yes, my name is Tony Bylinga. I am the principal at the middle school level. The middle school level here in British Columbia means grades 5, 6, 7, and 8. The first, we call it our 3 C's. The first one of the 3 C's is Christ. And we believe that Jesus Christ claims every square inch of this creation as His, which includes then learning, whether that is mathematics or science or English or history. All subjects are under His domain, and He has something to say about that. And so when we teach, we teach from a Christian perspective, bringing out what Christ says about those things. For example, language arts. In language arts, it is not only about communicating between people and how to do that well, whether that's verbally or in writing. It is also about horizontal communication between the Lord and ourselves. All right? Christ is the center of all things, and including our education. The second point of the 3 C's is community. We purposely talk about community because the second great commandment is to love our neighbors as ourselves. And we believe when we work with one another collaboratively and teach kids how to do that, your learning is deeper, it's more intense. And finally is compassion. Compassion is also about loving our neighbor as ourselves. And here at BC Christian Academy, we do that school-wide by looking at tuition needs of certain families and providing for them. And we also work in compassion with our neighbors around us, whether that is in the neighborhood or in East Vancouver. We give kids opportunities to show compassion for the surrounding community. The other thing that you talked a little bit about philosophy of education. First of all, academic excellence. Academic excellence for us is a part of worship. We are to use our time and our abilities for God's glory, and so we have to really pursue academic excellence here at school. Secondly, that we have a Christ-centered identity and purpose. We see ourselves as teachers, as people who believe in the Lord Jesus Christ and live and glorify Him, and we want to have that also a part of our students' lives. We have a biblical foundation and a worldview. The biblical foundation, the Bible is a textbook in every one of our classrooms. It has something to say about all of our learning. Fourthly, integrity and building of godly character. In social relationships, we help students understand what it means to live for God and how we love our neighbors as ourselves. And we work with kids using examples from the Bible as well as what the Bible teaches us on how to live with one another graciously and for God's glory. Another part of our philosophy is servant leadership. Servant leadership and service to others. We say that in our 3 C's under compassion. That comes out again in our philosophy of Christian education. And we also want to foster a spiritual growth and a relationship with God for each student. And we know that it's only by the power of the Holy Spirit that this happens, but we give kids the opportunity each and every day through Bible lessons, devotions, weekly chapel services, and also even some clubs and things that we do to give them that opportunity to grow spiritually. Love and respect of all people is also very important for us. We at school have a lot of different churches represented here and a lot of different nationalities, and we definitely want to see that integration of people and that cross-cultural relationships really help us as a school. Another thing is that we want to have people become critical thinkers. It's not just about learning facts, It is also for us very much about how to think, where to go to find information, and to actually analyze what is being taught and to think for yourselves. And finally, we want kids to be able to work independently. We want kids to know how to be learners so that they become lifelong learners. So those are the important principles for us here at BC Christian Academy. In my perspective, our music program is huge. Here at the middle school level in grade 5 through 8, we have bands for every grade level. We also have a choir program that every child is a part of at the middle school. We also have a worship band that students come early in the morning to help lead us in worship songs. And we also have a flex program in which kids actually can choose to be a part of the handbell choir. And also another flex class is chamber choir. Kids who really love to sing can become a part of that chamber choir. So there's those kinds of things in the music program. Athletics for us is also important. We have a full-size gym here. Every student has PE, but we also have athletics beyond the school day. Kids can be part of our cross-country team, volleyball, basketball, badminton, and in the spring we offer track and field to all the students as well. Okay, the key values I would just want to say again are Christ, community, and compassion. Living for Christ, seeing Christ as the center of our education, not only for us as teachers, but also for the students in every area. Loving your neighbor as yourself, we find that to be so important in the development of social relationships, that students understand what it means to be a friend to someone else. Very important. And finally, compassion. We live in a broken world, and there are so many areas that even right now, today, not when you're older, but right now, today, at the age that you are, that you can work for the healing of those broken areas of life. Oh, I love to see every year again, I love to see them coming into the classes, coming into our school. Part of our core values is building community, and we see this just as another opportunity to have kids come in and see what we're all about, enjoy our company, learn about what education is here in British Columbia, and to just become part of the community. I've had experiences where students come back again and again. For example, I had a child who came to my classroom first time when I was a classroom teacher in grade 3. She returned in grade 5. She is now in grade 9, and she still corresponds with students in our school. So we really want to build community. So there's a lot of ways that we do that. First of all, we have an ELL program. All the students who are short-term students are put in our ELL program, but we base the ELL instruction in how well they learn English. So we give them a little test beforehand so we know which level of our ELL program to place them in. Then we encourage speaking English in the classrooms. I purposely, when I'm in the hallway, stop and talk to them in English to help them to talk back to me in English. Other teachers do the same thing. And we have students, of course, who are mentoring students who actually partner with these short-term students in learning what it is to be a BCCA student, and purposely all of that is happening in English as well. So kids very quickly learn to just not nod at me or anything like that, but to actually talk to me when I speak to them in the hallways. So we're really encouraging building their English skills. We also have staff members here who speak other languages. We have a staff member who is from Korea. She's a fluent Korean speaker. And that always helps with the international students as well. So in the classroom, of course, they're partnered with someone, purposely partnered with someone, so that they can share what is being learned and help the international student in the classroom. Outside of the classroom, I see interactions on the playground. I see interactions in our intramural program at lunch, where kids are actually involved with kids from our school, participating in teams or playing games on the playground. There's a lot of that going on. So as I said before, every Korean student is partnered with someone in the classroom that helps them concentrate on what is being taught, and it actually helps them participate in the learning. For the short-term students, overall goal is to experience what education here is in a middle school setting in British Columbia. At this level, learning how to read and knowing math concepts, those types of things are already in place. Now we have to teach them how to use those skills in order to learn. And so we do a lot of collaborative work instead of just individual work with seats. We do a lot of collaborative work where kids work in teams or work in larger groups, and kids then can help each other in their learning. And that includes the international students. Challenges they face? Well, first of all, I think when they first arrive, it's jet lag. They're on a different schedule. Sometimes, they're pretty tired during the day, but they quickly get over that and adjust to the time change here in British Columbia from what they're used to. I see that as a challenge. Another challenge is understanding that as a community, this is a safe place, and some of the kids don't quite know whether or not this is a safe place, and it truly is. Everything here is locked during the day. There are always teachers supervising kids when they're outside. Kids are never left on their own, but they quickly adjust and understand that they are not alone, but they have all of these supports. So first of all, when in the short-term program, all students are exempt from our French program. And instead of going to French class, they actually are pulled out into a separate classroom and are taught by an ELL teacher, basic English, as well as British Columbia Canadian culture. All right, so that's the first thing that we do. If there's more needed, we also take a look at the language arts classes that they have in English, and we might perhaps pull them out for additional ELL support if that's needed. But it's all based on the initial testing that we do with the kids so that we understand how much English they actually can speak, as well as read and write. The program itself helps them adjust academically. Socially, I think the biggest thing with socially is their interaction with other kids here on campus. Being able to speak in English to someone else and just to practice. And that, I think, is the biggest thing for them in their speaking. But learning how to read and write, the ELL program is really, really important. Give you an example. Over the weekend, of course, kids can go on play dates or spend time with other kids. And this past weekend, which was the first weekend here, 3 of the Korean students actually were invited to church by their classmates, and they came, and they were excited enough to come back to school on Monday and show me pictures on their cell phones of what they did over the weekend. So yes, so the interaction doesn't only happen here, but it also can extend on the weekends in participating with what our kids do on the weekends. Right now, no, we've just begun. So we are just into our second week. So I know there will be, but at this point in time, no, I don't have anything like that. Oh, from previous students. Oh, my. We actually have had previous students who came here as short-term students and enrolled into our full-time international student program the following fall and are still with us today. And that is all because of the positive experiences that they've had here at BCCA, and they want to continue that as their formal education. So we have those students, yes. And that all started with a short-term visit to BCCA. Yes, absolutely. Cultural diversity is a very important concept that we want all kids to understand. And we see this as a golden opportunity. Short-term students is a golden opportunity to really celebrate cultural diversity. And so that's one reason that we have short-term students here. It's very important for us. Oh yes, absolutely. Yes, we would love to have as many international students, short-term international students, as we had this year. And as we grow in size, the school, hopefully those doors continue to be open. We'd love to have that happen. So that's a great question, and I have those concerns as a parent of children as well. So last week was the first week the international students were here, and at the beginning of the week we did a fire drill. And in the fire drill, the students go through a routine where they leave their classrooms, walk outside, and are counted off so we know who's present and not. And we purposely did that last week so all students would be able to understand what to do in case of a fire. This week, actually today at 11 in the morning, don't tell anybody because it's supposed to be a secret, but 11 this morning we're doing an earthquake drill. And the earthquake drill is a little bit different than a fire drill, but again, you need to leave your classroom, you go outside, you get counted and accounted for. So we have those kinds of things in place when it comes to drills. When it comes to safety, this campus is always a locked campus. We have security cameras outside, we have security cameras inside, and actually the neighborhood here is very safe as well that our campus is on. First, I think, is really being able to practice English. It's much different to be in a culture, in an English-speaking culture, than in a non-English speaking culture and studying English in the classroom. It's a much different experience to be a part of it and actually have to use what you have in English to grow your understanding in English. Secondly, I think there's a huge benefit in understanding what Western culture is all about by being a part of that culture for a bit. We have students going by right now, that's okay. There's a lot of difference between Eastern cultures and Western cultures, and I see kids really seeing and learning to appreciate what we have here in the West, and by just being experience it. And finally, understanding that diversity is something to be celebrated. We are more and more becoming a global community, and we need to get rid of the biases that we have, cultural biases or racial biases, and really celebrate each other. As a private school, we get to establish why we do education, all right? And we do why we do education is because we believe that education isn't something that's neutral, but education is grounded in a belief system. And for us, that belief system is Christianity, believing in the Lord Jesus Christ. And that's foundational. It's not just something that we do on Sundays by going to church, but it's something that we try to live each and every day. I would certainly, the advice I would give is, first of all, do the research on the school itself. Go to their websites talk to the people who are in the leadership positions of that school to really have an understanding of what that school is. It doesn't matter which school you're considering, that needs to be done. Secondly, if all possible, get to see that school during the times when kids are not in class. Are the kids interacting with each other, or are they in little groups? What is the talk about? Or what are the activities that they're doing? If you see, to me, what happens in our hallways here is very, very important, and I watch over to make sure that kids are actually enjoying each other's company and living and interacting with each other in healthy ways. I think that's very, very important.